Berenstain Bears, Gifts of the Spirit, Goodness by Mike Berenstain. The Bear family is excited about the country fair. Mrs. Brown, the preacher's wife, always figures out ways to make things fun and exciting. She brings joy to everyone she meets, for she is filled with goodness. Oh, so cute.
Killing Me, Michelle Gagnon. Amber Jamison can't believe she's about to become the latest victim of a serial killer. She's savvy and street smart, so when she gets pushed into, of all things, a white windowless van, she is more angry than afraid. Things get even weirder when she's miraculously saved by a mysterious woman, who promptly disappears. Who was she, and why is she hunting serial killers? You'd think escaping one psychopath would be enough, but Amber's problems are just beginning. Her close call has law enforcement circling a past she's tried to outrun. She's forced to flee across the country, ending up at a seedy motel in Las Vegas with a Noir-obsessed manager and a sex worker as her unlikely companions, and danger right behind. She's landed in the crosshairs of the world's most prolific killer, caught up in a deadly game that's been going on for years. To survive, she is forced to dust off her old playbook and partner with someone she can't trust. The odds are against her, but sometimes you just have to roll the dice.
I like that one. I would definitely read it. Clytemnestra?
But
Clytemnestra? Clytemnestra? I think that's what I said. Clytemnestra.
it even says Clytemnestra.
Yeah. Stro.
That's an A.
Clytemnestra.
Okay.
Clytemnestra by Costanza Casati. Monarch, mother, murderer, magnificent.
One of these things is not like the other.
You were born to be a king, but you marry a tyrant. You stand by helplessly as he sacrifices your child to play save the gods. You watch him wage war on a foreign shore, and you comfort yourself with violent thoughts of your own, because this was not the first offense against you. This was not the life you ever deserved, and this will not be your undoing. Slowly, you plot. When your husband returns in triumph, you become a woman with a choice. Acceptance or vengeance, infamy follows both. So you bide your time and force the god's hand in the game of retribution. For you understood something long ago that the others never did. If power isn't given to you, you have to take it for yourself.
I like this. Loki, A Bad God's Guide to Taking the Blame by Louis Stowell. Or Loki, God of Asgard. Oh, it's a sequel. After defeating the Frost Giants, Loki has another opportunity to show that he can be a good god with the help of his all-knowing diary and fake family. Earning everyone's trust isn't easy, however. Loki's one human friend, Valerie, has made a new friend. Then at Thor's birthday party, someone steals the magical hammer Mjolnir. Can Loki find Thor's hammer, discover who the real thief is, and clear his name? Or will his jealousy over Valerie's new friend cloud his judgment?
It's like I want to read it, but where's the first?
I'd read it because I plan on reading the first one, so.
Atalanta by Jennifer Saints. Princess, warrior, lover, hero. When Princess Atalanta is born, a daughter rather than the son her parents hoped for, she is left on a mountainside to die. But even then, she is a survivor. Raised by a mother bear under the protective eye of goddess Artemis, Atalanta grows up wild and free with just one condition. If she marries, Artemis warns, it will be her undoing. Although she loves her beautiful forest home, Atalanta yearns for adventure. When Artemis offers her the chance to fight in her name, alongside the Argonauts, the fiercest band of warriors the world has ever seen, Atalanta seizes it. The Argonauts' quest for the Golden Fleece is filled with impossible challenges, but Atalanta proves herself equal to the men she fights alongside. As she is swept in a passionate affair, in defiance of Artemis's warning, she begins to question the goddess's true intentions. Can Atalanta carve out her own legendary place in a world of men while staying true to her heart?
Lying in the Deep by Diana Urban. Romance, jealousy, obsession and trapped on board with the killer. After being jilted by her ex-boyfriend and best friend, Jade couldn't be more ready to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. 11 countries in 4 months, all from the luxurious campus on board ship, and to wedge an entire globe between her and the people who broke her heart. But when Jade discovers the backstabbing couple are also setting sail, her obsession with them grows and festers, leading to a shocking murder. Jade, you confessing already? And as their friends begin to drop like flies, Jade and her new crush... Wow, she got over that quick. Jade and her new crush must race to clear her name and find the killer they're trapped at sea with. Oh, okay, so it's not her.
Oh, I'm over here thinking that she was...
Before anyone else ends up in body bags. Diana Urban's newest YA thriller is a juicy mystery of jealousy, love, and betrayal that will leave you guessing with every jaw-dropping twist.
Sounds perfect. Even though I would never get on a cruise, ever.
Really?
Yes. The Crayons go back to school.
Someone's been using that blue crown so much.
There's one class all the Crayons love.
I'm sorry, but who took a bite out of the blue crayon?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Stinkbird Has a Superpower by Jill Esbaum. A hilarious and factual introduction to the Amazonian Hotsin, or Stinkbird, and its surprising, incredible superpower. Spoiler alert, it's more than just the stink. Hello, I am Hotsin. This is my son. Hi! We live in the Amazon rainforest, and unlike any other bird, we Hotsins have an amazing superpower that... A superpower? Oh boy, what is it, Papa? You'll have to read to find out.
Oh, you're so cute.
He's cute.
Julieta and the Romeos. Julieta isn't looking for her Romeo, but she is writing about love. When her summer writing teacher encourages the class to publish their work online, the last thing she's expecting is to get a notification that her rom-com has a mysterious new contributor, happily ever drafter. Julieta knows that happily ever afters aren't real. Case in point, her parents' imploding marriage. But then again, could this be her very own meet cute? As things start to heat up in her fiction, Julieta can't help but notice 3 boys in her life. Her best friend's brother, aka her nemesis, the boy next door, well to her abuela, and her oldest friend, who is suddenly looking hot. Could one of them be her mysterious collaborator? But even if Julieta finds her Romeo, she'll have to remember that life is full of plot twists. This is so cute.
Sounds very cute.
Oh no. I think it's getting a little big.
Telltale Bones, a Sarah Booth Delaney mystery by Carolyn Haynes, who was my professor in college. She cracked me up. Private investigator Sarah Booth Delaney and her partner Tinky are both in Sheriff Coleman Peterson's office consulting him about cold cases when Alyssa Red storms in with a case of her own. She wants Coleman to reopen the investigation of her missing daughter, Lydia Red Maxwell, the heiress to a large fortune who disappeared along with her friend Bethany nearly 7 years before. Lydia and Bethany were rumored to be working as human rights organizers abroad, but Alyssa suspects Lydia's problems might have originated closer to home. Now Lydia's husband, Tope, is set to inherit the fortune, and Alyssa believes he's behind the disappearance. Sarah Booth and Tinky soon connect the case to a series of mysterious disappearances over the years, as well as to a perplexing recurring dream. With another woman's life at stake, the friends follow an increasingly twisty trail all over Sunflower County, leading them to a tree and an empty grave in the county cemetery, a grave that's said to be haunted. I've been reading to read her series for a while, so...
The Wedding Planner by Danielle Steele.
I can't wait.
Faith Ferguson is New York's most in-demand wedding planner, an arbiter of taste for elegant affairs, lavish ceremonies, and exclusive fetes. She appreciates a simple celebration as much as a dazzling event, for she knows that a dream wedding is not necessarily the most expensive one. As much as Faith enjoys her work, her 2 failed engagements leave her with no desire to get married herself. She finds fulfillment in her close relationship with her twin sister Hope, her role as a mentor for her assistant Violet, and her career.
Oh, her sister's name is Hope, and her name is Faith? Well, where's the love? It's Faith, Hope, and Love. She ain't got any.
Oh my god. This year, new clients have flocked to her, and she signs up an extravagant reception, a mid-sized gathering, and an intimate soiree, in addition to her mother's next marriage and Violet's modest ceremony. Faith finds herself forming bonds with her new clients and their loved ones, most notably the handsome brother of one of her grooms.
Oh, at least it's not the groom himself.
I was kind of expecting that.
They already made a movie about that.
But weddings are not always all champagne and roses, and in no time, Faith is grappling with private quarrels, unplanned pregnancies, family scandals, dark secrets, and the possibility of canceled ceremonies. Through her own journey, Faith will prove once and for all that there is not just one path to happily ever after.
Alright, we've got The Witcher, Baptism of Fire by... How do you even say his first name? I can at least say the last name. Andrzej Sapkowski. The Witcher is supposed to be a defender against the powerful and dangerous monsters that prey on men in dark times. But a deadly coup within the Council of Wizards has left Geralt gravely injured. Dark times have fallen upon the world, and Geralt is helpless until he is recovered. While war rages across the lands, the future of magic is under threat, and those sorcerers who survive are determined to protect it. Ciri, heiress to the throne of Sintra, seems to have vanished, until a rumor places her in the Nilfgaardian court, preparing to marry the Emperor. Injured or not, Geralt now has a rescue mission on his hands. Baptism of Fire is the 3rd novel in the Witcher saga, following the Time of Contempt. Good lord, woman. Look at that.
I may or may not have a problem.
I didn't say anything. Mostly because I'd be calling myself out.
I'm Not Supposed to Be in the Dark by Rhys M. Nielsen. 17-year-old Arya Cayetano dreams of ghosts. She used to see them too, but thanks to a special tea brewed by her grandfather, Arya's connection to the spirit world has been severed, until a decades-old rosebush suddenly dies across the street, convincing Arya that something supernatural is happening in her neighborhood. She aches to investigate it, but the rosebush sits on her ex-best friend Derek Johnson's front lawn, and she can't question him because he hates her now. Arya doesn't know what drove them apart years ago, but she does know that Derek's been acting strange for weeks, sneaking out in the dead of the night to who knows where. Then Derek begins speaking to her again. At least Arya thinks it's him, until she discovers there's a ghost inside Derek that will take his life if it doesn't find what it's searching for.
Well, dang.
It escalated very quickly.
Uh-huh.
As Arya and Derek race to uncover the mystery, another kind of magic takes them by surprise. Love. But Arya has to decide how far she's willing to go to save Derek, especially when helping the ghost means tapping into whatever the tea has buried inside her.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Oh my goodness. I can't take any more.
Titanium Noir by Nick Harkaway. Cal Sander is a detective working for the police on certain very sensitive cases. So when he's called in to investigate a homicide at a local apartment, he's surprised by the routineness of it all. But when he arrives on scene, Cal soon learns that the victim, Roddy Tibet, an otherwise milquetoast techie, is well over 7 feet tall.
Milquetoast?
M-I-L-Q-U-E toast.
What does that even mean?
Get your phone out and Google this. Make sure I'm saying this right.
Milquetoast.
I don't know. Probably something bland, maybe.
A timid or feeble person.
And he's 7
Milk
foot.
toast.
I was right!
It literally says feeble, insipid, or bland.
But he's 7 feet tall. And although he doesn't look a day over 30, he is 91 years old. Tebet is a titan, one of this dystopian near-future society's genetically altered elites. In this case, is definitely Cal's thing. There are only a few thousand titans worldwide, thanks to Stefan Tonfame Casca's discovery of the controversial TZ genetic therapy, which elevated his family to godlike status. T7 turns average humans into near-immortal distortions of themselves, with immense physical proportions to match their ostentatious, unreachable lifestyles. A dead titan is big news. A murdered titan is unimaginable. But these modified magnates are Cal's specialty. In fact, his own ex-girlfriend, Athena, is a titan. And not just any. She is Stefan's daughter, heir to the massive Tonfame Casca's empire. As the murder investigation intensifies, Cal begins to unravel the complicated threads of what should have been a straightforward case, and it becomes clear he's on the trail of a crime whose roots run deep into the dark heart of the world. Yes! I've got a theme going now, though. Green! Mr. Green, Mr. Green. No, wait, that's Mr. Clean.
I was like, who is Mr. Green?
I was thinking of the Jolly Green Giant.
See, I had thought of the Green Giant when you said that he was 7 feet, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
The Firefly Summer by Morgan Matson. Rihanna Stewart had her summer all figured out. It was organized, scheduled, planned. Then the letter arrived from grandparents she can't remember. After all, she was just a kid when her mother died, and her dad never talks about that side of the family. But now there's this letter with an invitation to spend the summer with them. It's a chance to get to know her grandparents, a chance to find out more about her mom. Rihanna takes a deep breath and decides to go. What she finds is Camp Van Camp, a defunct sleepaway camp where her grandparents live. There she discovers a whole family waiting for her. A big family, a loud family, a chaotic family of aunts and uncles and cousins. People who have memories of her mom from when she was just Rihanna's age. Clues to her past, just like a treasure map. But also, there's a real-life treasure map. Like, actually. Over the course of one unforgettable summer, filled with s'mores and swimming, adventure and fun, and even a decades-old mystery to solve, Rihanna will discover a whole new side of herself. And that sometimes, the last place you expect it to be is the place where you really belong.
The House is on Fire by Rachel Beanland. Richmond, Virginia, 1811. It's the height of the winter social season, and many of Virginia's elite have made the long journey to the capital in hopes of whiling away the darkest days of the year. At the city's only theater, the Placid and Green Company puts on plays for a populace that's done looking for enlightenment at the front of a church. On the night after Christmas, the theater is packed with holiday revelers. In a third-floor box sits newly widowed Sally Henry Campbell, who is glad for any opportunity to relive the happy times she shared with her husband. In the colored gallery, Cecily Patterson doesn't give a whit about the play, but is grateful for a 4-hour reprieve from a life that has recently gone from bad to worse. Backstage, young stagehand Jack Gibson hopes that if he can impress the theater's managers, he'll be offered a permanent job with the company. And on the other side of town, blacksmith Gilbert Hunt dreams of one day being able to bring his wife to the theater, but he'll have to buy her freedom first. When the theater goes up in flames in the middle of the performance, Sally, Cecily, Jack, and Gilbert make a series of split-second decisions that will not only affect their own lives, but those of countless others. And in the days following the fire, the paths of those 4 people will become forever entwined. Part moral thriller, part transporting historical drama, The House is on Fire offers proof that sometimes, in the midst of great tragedy, we are offered our most precious and fleeting chances at redemption.
No One Needs to Know by Lindsay Cameron. It was all confidential right up to the moment when it wasn't. Urban myth. It was lauded as an alternative to the performative Show Your Best Self platforms, an anonymous discussion board grouped by zip code. The residents of Manhattan's Upper of Manhattan's exclusive Upper East Side disclose it all. Things they would never share with their friends or their spouses, secret bank accounts, steamy affairs, tidbits of juicy gossip. The same people who, as parents, go to astonishing lengths to ensure that their children will gain admission to the most prestigious boarding schools and universities. So when a hacktivist group breaks into the forum and exposes the real identity of each poster, the repercussions echo down Park Avenue with a force that none could have anticipated. And someone ends up dead.
Oh.
Is the murderer Heather, the outsider who would do anything to get her daughter into the elite's good graces and into their even better schools? Nora, the high-powered executive failing to balance work with the emotional responsibilities of motherhood? Or Poppy, whose perfect facade conceals more than her share of secrets? Each of them has something to hide. Each of them will do anything to keep the secrets hidden. And each of them just might kill to protect their own.
The Labors of Hercules Beal by Gary Schmidt. Herc Beal knows who he's named after. A mythical hero, but he's no superhero. He's the smallest kid in his class, so when his homeroom teacher at his new middle school gives him the assignment of duplicating the mythical Hercules' amazing feats in real life, he's skeptical. After all, there are no Nemean lions on Cape Cod and not a single Hydra in sight. Missing his parents terribly and wishing his older brother wasn't working all the time, Herc figures out how to take his first steps along the road that the great Hercules himself once walked. Soon, new friends, human and animal, are helping him. And though his mythical role model performed his 12 labors by himself, Herc begins to see that he may not have to go it alone.
Identity by Nora Roberts. Former Army bred Morgan Albright has finally planted roots in a friendly neighborhood near Baltimore. Her friend and roommate Nina helps her make the mortgage payments, as does Jobs as a bartender. But after she and Nina host their first dinner party, attended by Luke, the flirtatious IT guy who'd been chatting her up at the bar, her carefully built world is shattered. The back door glass is broken, cash and jewelry are missing, her car is gone, and Nina lies dead on the floor.
Well!
Oh my god. Okay. That was quick.
You've got my attention.
I guess. Soon a horrific truth emerges. It was Morgan who let the monster in. Luke is actually a cold-hearted con artist named Gavin who targets a particular type of woman, steals her assets and identity, and then commits his ultimate goal, murder. What the FBI tells Morgan is beyond chilling. Nina wasn't his type. Morgan is. Nina was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Morgan's nightmare is just beginning. Soon she has no choice but to flee her mother's home in Vermont. While she struggles to build something new, she meets another man, Miles Jameson. He isn't flashy or flirtatious, and his family business has deep roots in town, but Gavin is still out there hunting new victims, and he hasn't forgotten the one who got away. Why?
Just when you thought that dating couldn't get any worse.
Again.
Fire with Fire by Candace Fox. A pair of desperate parents, a man on the run, a rookie cop, 4 people with everything on the line. What will be left in the ashes of the next 24 hours? Following their daughter's mysterious disappearance, Ryan and Elsie Delaney have taken the LAPD forensic lab hostage. Oh, they have given law enforcement. Excuse me, sir. Did you realize that your grass is 7 inches too short? They have given law enforcement an ultimatum: find their missing daughter Tilly, or they will destroy all the evidence they can find in other cold cases.
Wow.
That's
definitely fighting fire with fire.
Detective Charlie Hoskins has been undercover in a deadly motorcycle gang for 5 years. With his cover blown, he has no choice but to find Tilly himself or lose everything he's worked for as the lab burns. Lynette Lab was a police officer until she was fired before her first day on the job. Figuring out what happened to Tilly is her one and only chance at rejoining the career she's prepared for her whole life. Hoskins and Lamb will have to team up to solve this cold case, and they will have to move fast before the situation explodes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Ooh, I forgot this one was 8. Wow.
Didn't you beat me last time?
It was both.
It was okay. Okay. I could deal with that. That is all we've got for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope something here tickled your fancy, made you perk up your ears. If not, then I don't know. I mean, you could always just come into the library and see what fits you. Bye.